photos, I just hid them away. So when I'm over you, I'll look and say, don't be sad that
I
it's
don't really know what it
over.
is and can't necessarily explain it, but out of all the seasons out of the year, summer by far holds the most nostalgic memories for me. The only time we were ever inside was to consume a quick meal, and if your feet weren't stained a dark shade of greenish brown from being barefooted so much, you weren't doing things right.
I keep our memories in the back of my mind, so as I age I'll remember the time when we didn't look too far in front of our own eyes, 'cause being young was something our parents told us would fly by. Well, we're not young forever.
Out of all the memories that come to mind, it was really the simple ones that continue to stay at the forefront. When planning out our summers now with the 4 kiddos, I really try to keep that in the back of my mind. So with home design kind of being the pillar of this channel and really where my mind is always landing in terms of creating a memorable summer full of anticipation and just goodness in general. I'm, of course, considering all these things in terms of our homes. Anytime Blake and I consider some sort of celebration or special occasion, we kind of come together as a family and plan together a dinner. Sometimes along with that dinner, we'll put together some sort of fancy breakfast. And when I was considering all that I was previously talking about, I thought, why in the world does it have to be a special occasion for us to put together kind of a thoughtful and more memorable breakfast time? I'm really trying to think of ways to make the summer filled with anticipation and excitement and, like I said, memory worthy. When I say all that, I'm not at all talking about creating some sort of grand gesture. I'm talking about just putting together simple, thoughtful moments. And one of those times I thought that would be fun to put together and kind of add to our calendar at least every other week is a bigger breakfast time. Figured we could set the table a little nicer, bring out some of those dishes that get used far too little, and maybe create a little centerpiece along the middle. Having all this in mind, Lola and I made a little trek to our local market, grabbed us some flowers. So our local farmers market is officially back in season. We try to hit up as much as possible. We've got some really fun summer dinners and desserts planned, and I figured it might be fun to take y'all along with us as we try to search for some things that we can include inside of them. Good morning, friends. So, if you've been with us for a little bit, you know we've been working on a little bedroom renovation. As I was stating in my last video, we are definitely drawing to a close as far as that project goes. The only thing that we are waiting for, which has already been scheduled, is the hanging of the wallpaper. And I am super excited to see it finished. Speaking of finished, we are finally working on the finishing touches for it. And some of those that I wanted to make sure that I included, like always, was as many handmade and of course vintage pieces as possible. But today we're working on a handmade piece, and that handmade piece is going to be a pillow. I know y'all have seen me make a pillow many times over, but this time I am going to add some sweet little ruffles on the side. Never done this before, not going to follow a pattern per usual, and we're just going to see how she turns out. One thing you may want to see is the actual fabric that we're going to be using. We don't have a lot of it for what I'm going to do, so unfortunately I'm going to have to put a backing on it. It's not extremely unfortunate, it's just I really prefer to have the front and the back being the same, but no big deal. As always, we got to work with what we already have. This is how I pretty much start every pillow project that I do, because I absolutely hate measuring and it hasn't failed me yet. So I'll go around the house, I will find the size of the pillow that I am wanting to make, and then I will take off the slip cover of that said pillow and proceed to trace that pattern so that I will have the exact size needed and there were no measurements that had to be taken. Along the same lines of creating more memorable breakfasts, I decided to do the same thing with a lot of our dinners. If you've got kiddos or grandkids, you know anything interactive is appealing, so I thought what could be better than allowing them to create their own individual pizzas. The crust is going to be made from my regular old sourdough recipe, except I'm adding 1 tablespoon of olive oil, and as far as cooking it goes, I separate it into the individual sized pizzas, stretch it out and flatten it as best as possible with my hands. You really don't want to use a rolling pin in this situation, as it won't do any favors to the texture of your dough. Once it's been flattened out, we'll pop it in the oven for about 10 minutes. Add all the toppings and bring it out when the crust is a golden color and you can tell that all your toppings have been well heated.
You want to cut that one?
Exactly. It's like that if I go sourdough. If I do them all.
And as far as the
Cause I just can't get it going without copious caffeine. I stand in line in morning time with a mean look on my face. The only thing that I can't think is get on out of my way. And I don't tip baristas 40% for